what's up? This your boy Monty G from the Fammission Podcast. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all access to motivated and inspiring videos on this Fammission Friday. Every Friday. Let's get to the podcast. Yo, what's up? This your boy Monty G from the Fammission Podcast. And you already know we got another special guest, man. So it's going down. I'm going to go ahead and bring her into the party and let her introduce herself. And y'all show us some love, man. Y'all show us some love. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share this video. Share this video. Today we're going to be talking about long-distance relationship. Let's go. Caller, go ahead and tell the people your name, where you from, and what you do.
What's up, everybody? Fammission crew. Appreciate you having me on this evening. My name is April. I was originally born and raised in Virginia. I'm actually residing in Texas currently, but I work for a manufacturing company, actually. I'm an account manager, and I also have my own body butter business on the side, so just kind of like a hobby of mine. But I have a couple other things I do. I do tutoring, you name it. Jack of all trades, I guess, at the end of the day. So, yeah, appreciate you and everybody tuning in.
Man, I appreciate you. So we're gonna get to it, man. You know, the conversation was we're gonna talk about long distance relationship.
Yes.
Right. So wait, before that, tell the people about your what is the body butter?
Yes, body
and
butter.
Where can they find it?
So I started this actually during the pandemic. Me personally, I've had a lot of like issues with like skin, skin conditions. Like growing up, I've, have really sensitive skin. And so for me, it was like a personal thing. So I can't use a lot of different products on my skin. And so, I decided to come up with my own like ingredients. They're all organic, natural. I do use some essential oils in them. But I started this like during the pandemic and launched my body butter business. I have one specific flavor that I do. It's like a lemon lavender. That's been like the most popular one that I have. And then I'm also incorporating beard serum, which I just started. So it did take kind of a little backseat for a moment because I've just been so busy with like work and other things, but it's still there, it's still rocking. So just hit my page up if you want to learn, a little bit more about what's in the products. Just let me know, or if you want to order it, I can send you some samples. Just let me know.
Okay, your website at the bottom, right?
It's on my Instagram page.
But can you see it? Can you see it at the bottom of the screen?
Let me see. Yes, I can see it. And I'll share a link as well.
Okay. So the link is at the bottom of the screen, so y'all can find it on Instagram. But what I like what you're doing because I tell people it's a great line in between good and bad, right? And then between that good and bad, that's where the money comes. So you probably had difficult with skin, but then just because your skin was putting you through problems, you came up with a solution, and then you can sell your product. So it was some good behind that bad.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I've had a couple of people that have been kind of like my guinea pigs, before I actually officially got my LLC and all of that. Mm-hmm. And I got some really good feedback on it prior to me even setting everything up, and so that's really what launched it. And then of course I was already a fan of lavender. So I was like, oh, of course I'm going to incorporate it. But I use real lavender, and I use real like rose petals. So everything is really like homemade.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, let's get straight to it. Long distance relationship.
Well,
why you want that to be the
my
topic?
Personal opinion, I will just say this is just, I'm speaking, I'm not a licensed relationship guru.
But, it's all good. But it's crazy because I was just when that came up, I started asking people because I asked a lot of questions, obviously, so I'm like, man, I ain't never been in a long distance relationship. And then I'm like, damn, I've been in a long distance relationship,
Oh
you
yeah.
know? So we all do, even though we don't know, but yeah, we all do. So go ahead. I'm gonna let you have the flow. What you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think there's a misconception with it. I mean, I know for me personally, I've had my experiences. Me and my son's father, we actually started off in college together, and you know, ended up in a long distance relationship. And I mean, obviously, there's certain things that kind of entail in making that work. And on my specific end, it didn't work. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't work for everybody. So I think
Mm,
there are, some misconceptions as far as like, oh, long distance relationships don't work, but that it's really not true. I mean, it depends on the individuals. I think that you've got to have that communication. You've got to set those boundaries. That's like the number one key thing. If you don't have that, if
mhm.
you don't have trust, then it's probably not going to work.
Yeah,
If I'm calling you and we're FaceTiming, because technology, we have so many like avenues to keep the relationship going, that there really isn't any reason why there shouldn't be that open communication. If you're
yeah,
setting time to see each other, you're setting those times to have those talks, and opening up that trust, then it could potentially work. But
yeah.
I know for me in the past it hasn't. But like I said, it's a case by case scenario.
And that's right. Everybody just say, well, communication, obviously, but it's you have expectations with no communication. That's when you fall in. Like you don't know that a person might want to need a good morning text or good night text. That's something you might need in a long distance relationship. But if you didn't discuss that in the beginning, they might have an attitude all day because you ain't called or you ain't text. But I can't assume that's what you want, and you can't assume that that's what I'm gonna do because we didn't talk about it. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I'm
so true.
saying?
Oh,
Like
that's so
so,
true.
yeah,
Everybody has
like
different needs and different wants when it comes to, hey, how are we going to make this work? At the end of the day, you have to have that conversation. If you're not opening up that dialogue and discussing those, different things for each of you, then yeah, you're probably going to run into some conflicts along the way.
yeah, and then with long distance relationships is I can't see, I ain't got my
This
glasses,
is,
but I got
do
it.
you think age do you think age matters for the success of a relationship?
Do age matter in a successful relationship? Um,
It
Maturity.
could.
maturity
How
do. I can't put an age because I know some people that's in their 40s and they still act like they're 18, and I know some people that's 18 that act like they're in their 40s.
that is so true.
So and then age, I don't really believe in age because I say this me personally. I say your age is how you feel.
Yeah, that's true. It's a
How you
maturity
feel.
thing at the end of the
Yeah.
day. And a lot of it can depend on, hey, how were you raised? What was your environment like? You
Yes.
know, a lot of that. I mean, but how much of an age difference are we talking? Because if it's like a 15-year age gap, then, oh, there might be some conflict.
Yeah. You might get one that, what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, definitely an age gap. That's a big age gap. So that it's definitely going to be, y'all definitely ain't gonna be equally yoked. Let's
Yeah,
say that you're definitely gonna have some disagreements about certain things.
exactly.
So
If we're talking like maybe 4 years or like a 8-year difference, then that I think that's doable. There might be similarities, but again, it's going to depend on those two individuals. You got to
that's
have.
right. That's right. So let me see. Let me take some time out to holler at the streets, like my boy Uncle Beach say. You know what I'm saying?
Dora
We
Ellis.
got Dora Ellis in the building. What's going on? We got Alicia. We got Alicia in the building.
Deanna.
Deanna.
That's
Deanna.
girl, Deanna. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Yes, indeed. Yeah, y'all, much love, much love. Make sure y'all share this video. So with the long distance relationship, and I think that it should be an expiration date. It should be like, man, we having this long distance relationship, but is you gonna come move on my side of town or I'm gonna move on your side of town? Like what we gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? We gonna come to your state, you gonna come to my state, or we're gonna go to a new state to start a new journey, new memories. Like what we gonna do? Like these is conversations that need to be had, because how long do you think a long distance relationship will last without those things to talk about?
Oh, that's super important. Like, I mean, it's my Deanna actually long distance friendship. That's so funny. But
Yeah,
we talk to each other. Like, we can go 6 months and, like we pick up the phone, I call her, and it's just like I've never left. Like,
yeah,
no problems. But when it comes to, that's a different type of relationship. When you have an intimate relationship with somebody, then you've got to have that communication. You've got to have that conversation, especially if you're like 6 months in, things are getting serious. Okay, like what are we doing at this point? Like, am I moving? Are you moving? You've got to have that conversation and seeing,
yeah,
jobs, how is my job going to be impacted? How,
yeah.
my living situation, do I have a house here? Are you living in an apartment? Like those are things that you all have to sit down and talk about. If you're not, then you're probably not, aligning the right way.
Yeah, and then like she said, Diane, that's her name. Like she said, even with a friendship, right? If we grew up as friends and we moved to different, because that's what happens when we get older. We move out of town. We people die off and everything, right? So now we have a friendship and we out of town, and you think that our friendship is still going to be the same, but you got to understand it's going to be different. People be busy. People got jobs. People got lives. People got friends, other friends in the family. So it might not be a tight bond like that. Like I have some friends that I don't talk to like that, but when we do talk, it's like we never missed a beat. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just locked in and we laugh and we have fun on the phone, but we probably ain't talked in months. You
Oh,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Pick
So,
up nothing.
but a real friendship will understand that other people be busy.
Yeah.
So you don't want no a clingy person saying, "Oh, you don't never call me. You don't never," secretly talking crazy on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, one of them. Oh, friends ain't like they used to be. Well, no, bro, everybody ain't like they used to be. Remember that little tree that we planted when we was kids? It's not the same. Yeah.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
people grow. I mean, everybody goes through changes, life changes. I literally just had this conversation with, I have another really close friend of mine that lives in Georgia, and we've been friends for like over 20 plus years. And, literally she knows that if she's got something going on, like I understand that. Some people aren't understanding of those types of situations. And like you
yeah,
said, expect the phone call. Like, dude, I got real shit happening over here. I got
yeah.
real personal things like going on. I can't be at your every beck and call, pick up the phone and call you every single night. Like it's just not going to happen.
And
And
that
having
and
that
that's what.
between each other is what's kept our relationship going for this many years. So
Mhm.
that's important. I mean, it definitely can have an impact for sure.
Yes, indeed. I mean, one more time. We got Uncle Beats in the building. We got Shorty Low in the building. 20, what's going on, bro? So yeah, we talking about
We got
long distance. Jahira in the building.
Yeah, we got Jahira has a comment, and then we have a question.
Oh, but let's go with the comment first. What's Jahira say?
Said long distance relationship never work out in my opinion because physical connection is important. Physically having your partner is important, and I'm not talking about sexual.
No, okay, so let me break it down. When we talking about long distance relationship, it's not even I don't want to focus on the girlfriend, boyfriend, or an intimate relationship. But right now we have long distance relationships. Like you can be working at a job right now, today, right now, a lot of people working from home and they working for another company. That's a long distance relationship. You and your flip flops and drawers at the computer like this, and don't nobody know, but you handling business.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a long distance relationship. You have a
absolutely.
relationship with a company, and if you don't show up on a computer, stuff gonna go wrong.
But I also think too, everybody has different love languages. Like your love language might be, I need quality time. This person's love language might be, okay, I need physical touch. So based on that, like it might not be a good fit for you. So if you know
And
that you need that physical touch, then I wouldn't even go that avenue of even trying to have a long distance relationship with someone, you know?
yeah, and that's why I say, as far as a relationship, because Jahira, you're about our age. So, but right now, kids, they meet on TikTok, they meet on Tinder, they grow up doing long distance relationships.
Oh yeah.
See what I'm saying? To us, I was just telling my wife, I say, man, you ever had a long distance relationship? And she was like, no, but I had pen pals. And I said, damn, pen pals. I'm like, that shit old as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the era we grew up in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I told my kids, like, man, you gotta need you a pen pal, they'd be like, I don't even got a pen and paper. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, mailing somebody, like, I send them a text. So we living in different times. And so I like to say that sometimes we older and we be on the same blueprint as when we were 17, 16, but it's not anymore.
Right. That's
It's
so
not
true.
like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? We in the Jetsons now. We can FaceTime and everything. Like we got instant messages. It wasn't like that. We had to wait 3 days for a letter to
Oh
come in
yeah.
the mail and excited to open it and
Right.
smelling. Oh, I smell cologne or perfume. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
not like that no more.
better. Like what?
Yeah. So yeah,
Alicia says, I would say attachment styles matter as well.
attachments. Now, okay, attachment styles too, but
Like if someone's really super anxious, or that matters. I mean, because everybody has like their own trauma from, their
yeah, but
growing up with, so if I'm an anxious person and my partner's not reaching out to me and we already have a long distance relationship, like I'm going to be, oh my God, what's going on? Like, are they, that can create doubt in the relationship, which is not going to be a good thing. Or if someone like has abandonment issues,
all right, I was just gonna say, like we have separation anxiety. You know what I'm saying? So now that you could have grew up when you was young, had a separation anxiety when you was a kid, have you ever been, your parents ever dropped you off at somebody's house and you just act a plumb dumb fool? That's separation anxiety, right? Now you take that into a relationship with a partner, and then when they leave, you act a plumb dumb fool like you was a kid again.
Yeah.
Because that stuff follows you. That traumas follow you. She was just on my podcast and she was talking about how the body keeps score. The body keeps score. Sometimes we ain't nothing but kids with gray hair.
Right.
And we were kids with kids.
So true. So true.
My
But
son today, he said, man, I'm just trying to figure it out, Dad. I'm just trying to. I say, bro, let me tell you something. None of us got it figured out. It looked like it, but we don't.
so
So
true.
don't stress yourself about 4 years from now. Worry about today. So yeah, yeah, I definitely feel like we had trauma bonds, we have abandonment issues, and and we carry that on to a relationship. That's why when we first date, we need to ask questions like how you grew up, where you grew up, because that things matter. You know what I'm saying? Where you grew up, what town you grew up, how you grew up, how your parents was they together or was they not together? Was they arguing? Was they abusive? Did they, all these things matter
Oh yeah. It has a
because
huge,
it's a mirror image of you, what you've seen.
absolutely.
So
It could carry over into that relationship 100%. And
yeah.
I mean, I see there's another question too where
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
about astrology. Um, that one's a tough one because
But
it's
what was that question?
Do
going to depend.
astrology signs affect a person's relationship?
Mm.
You
I
want
think
to
that's going to on the individuals and, you know, kind of like how, like I said, again, your environment, who were you surrounded by? You know, what inspired you growing up? Like, what was that like for you? And
Yeah.
like, I know, I mean, there are some similarities as far as compatibility with specific signs, but then ultimately that's going to depend on, again, you know, what did you go through, you know, at the end of
Yeah.
the day. So I
Yeah.
definitely
That's
think
awesome.
it's a relationship for sure.
Yeah. So it's like like how we look at things, you know. Okay. I usually wait before I ask these questions. No, matter of fact, we got 10 more minutes before I ask these questions. But
Okay.
you know, I'm gonna throw this one out here. I be asking a lot of questions, and I say, who taught you how to be civilized?
Ooh. My mother, like 1000%, my mother. She
Now
is
check this. Yeah,
the
go
most
ahead.
calm woman, like even to this day, like with everything that she's gone through, excuse me, everything that she's gone through, like this woman is the most patient, the most humble, I mean, I'm like not even joking. She literally has instilled that in me. Now she's a little bit more patient than I am.
Hmm.
I'm not as patient as I used to be, but yeah, I would say definitely my mother, 100%.
So it's like if no one never taught you how to be civilized. Matter of fact, what if somebody is not civilized and they teaching you stuff? What if you grew up and your mom or your dad was a street guy, a street person? Is they teaching you how to be civilized? What if
Right.
you see them going through the drive-through, yelling at people, saying you got my order messed up, and whoa, whoa, and now you think it's okay to treat people like that? They're not teaching you how to be civilized. So some people out here, they haven't been taught how to be civilized, but did nobody teach you how to be angry?
Right.
That's natural. See, we have to be taught how to be civilized, but we don't have to be taught to be angry or snap out or hurt somebody.
But I still think too, it's like if you're seeing those behaviors on a consistent basis,
Mm-hmm.
then 9 times out of 10, especially if you're seeing that at a young age, you're going to pick those patterns up. And if you're not being corrected, if no one's properly disciplining you or instilling those proper behaviors in you, then yeah, that's going to carry over into your life. You're going to be angry. You know, you're not dealing with that. You don't even know, like, okay, how do I express myself properly? How do I
Yeah.
really step back and let me just evaluate, like, what am I doing at this point, you know? But
Mm,
people don't know how to they don't know how to deal with those types of situations. They don't know how to,
man.
really open themselves up and, like, say, hey, I've got an issue, and it wasn't my issue. This is learned behavior that I learned from people that I surrounded myself with. That's why it's so important. Discipline is such a big thing, and I know that a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, like my mom was, raised me this way, with no discipline. Like, discipline is such a key core of development that we just miss that whole entire step. You have to be there, you have to be present. If you're not present, then it can create a whole other slew of issues in your,
Yes,
you know,
yes, and I
in
agree with that. And,
your
and I grew up the way I grew up was totally different from who I am now. And people always tell me that, oh, you changed, you changed. And I beg the difference. I didn't change. I just changed the way I react to things. You right? You know what I'm saying? I didn't change. I'm still the same me. I still have my moments. I still have my moments. But I wrote a book, like, when everybody was like, when you came over with your cocoa butter, with your skin, and we had that downtime, and I had wrote a book about, what I'm saying, self-discipline. I wrote a book about my life, and I felt like I had to get these things out of my heart so I can carry on with the rest of my life. See, I was holding on to things that I believed in, but that wasn't my belief. That was other people's beliefs.
Right.
That was my grandmother beliefs. That was my father belief. That was my whoever believed. That was their beliefs. Like, they tell you that you might, because you can't read or write, or you can't spell, or you can't do this, and you ain't gonna be nothing. That's their belief.
Oh yeah.
And I tell people all the time, I say, man, when the slaves came over here, they didn't know how to read or write. They didn't know how to speak the English language that we speak today, but they built half of the United States. They created all these things.
And I think too, like you said a key thing. I mean, and I applaud you, because a lot of people stay stuck. They don't want to make those changes. They know they need to make those changes, but they would rather stay stuck and keep those same patterns or same behaviors. And then you're wondering why. Okay, my relationship's not working. Well, have you really sat down and really self-reflected on, okay, you know what, I have these behaviors. What can I do to make these changes in my own personal life? So awesome that you recognize those things, because a lot of people just don't even take that time to do that.
We don't have time. We don't think, and we don't stretch ourselves. We don't question our beliefs. We don't question our thoughts. We don't like. Let me see. What's a belief that I had to unlearn? That's what I say.
That's a one that a lot of people hear all the time. Like I would, and I mean, I don't know, growing up, a lot of people tend to not have that support, and or they don't think they're good enough. And so you carry that on into your adult life, and it's like, what? Like I can pretty much do whatever I want to do. Like why am I limiting myself to think anything less? So that, I know
Yeah,
that's for me.
yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, that's totally true. Like, because you don't have that support. Sometimes we don't even have no one to talk to about how we grew up. Like, okay, so you mixed.
I am. A little bit of everything, but I mean, ultimately, I'm Black at the end of the day.
You
But
black?
my side of my dad's family, we have white, we have Dominican, we have Black, yeah, and Cherokee Indian. So yeah,
Okay.
a little mixture.
So, would you growing up, would you say it was kind of rough because people didn't understand you, or you didn't understand people?
Oh my goodness. Oh my God, if you really want to know, I went to like one of the toughest schools. And when I say tough, I don't mean like crime, violence, anything like that. I mean, like, it was a great school. Like, I
Hmm.
feel like I was, properly educated, but as far as racism, and you look at me and you wouldn't think like, oh yeah, whatever, she had it made. No, I didn't. I got to see both sides, like the white side and the people who were like, oh, she thinks she's better than me, like whatever. Like, I got a double whammy growing up. It was like 10 times harder for me in school, just experiencing that. So
Yes. And so, like with me, right? I have mixed kids. So we talk about how hard it is for black people or white people or whatever, but we never talk about the mixed kids, how they feel. They have no one to talk to because they feel like the black side say they too white and the white side say they too black, and they got this inside them, and they angry, and they frustrated, and no one ever talks to them about. And they like, man, I don't know what side to be on, bro. I don't know what's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm me, and no one never talk about that.
oh yeah,
I
it's
heard somebody, I heard, my bad, I'm gonna cut you off, but I heard Mike Epps say on the podcast, he say most light skinned people is locked up for murder.
oh wow.
Right? He say because when they was light skinned, they was getting picked on. And when they got older, they say, man, you ain't finna pick on me. So they had to show, they had that aggression, and they had to let people know, don't play with me. I ain't like that. And now when you go to jail, you see these light-skinned people in there with life with no parole, and you wonder what the hell. It was all that anger built in when they was kids, and it's like a soda bottle. That's why I explain to my kids, it's like a soda. You shake it up,
Oh yeah.
And when you open up, meaning if you mad and you express yourself, you open up, you're gonna hurt everybody around you. You're gonna splash everybody around you. But if you take time and settle and let it settle down, and then you express yourself, everybody got a drink of soda. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a little, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got something, but it's gonna be wasted everywhere. So what I'm saying is, when you're angry, your emotions running wild. So you got to be careful what you say, because it's not what you say and what you do. People go off of how you make them feel.
Oh, so true.
And they'll never forget that.
I mean, and sometimes a lot of it wasn't even warranted. You know, it's just like, I'm just trying to, go to school, and do my day-to-day things. And it was rough. I mean, it really was. I mean, if I had like 4 people, 2 people in my family, and anyone that grew up with me, they could attest to it easily. Like me and my cousin, we were like sisters, and, we grew up, we went to the same school, and literally, I mean, it was probably like 2% Black. I'm just going to be honest. There was no diversity. There was no, there was none of that back then. So, not only did we get it from our peers, but we got it from the teachers. So it was like, okay, now I'm having the teachers, and the teachers are bullying me. Like, I didn't even want to go to school. Like, what's happening? So
And that's, yeah,
tough. You have to have an outlet. You have to have a way, like you said, to express yourself and let all of that go, so that you're able to deal with, whatever anger and emotions, because at the end of the day, it's not you, it's those people who were never raised properly or never taught, the proper things when it comes to people, of other races. Like, there's just so many with that. It's just unbelievable.
yeah. But the main thing is, they don't have anything for mixed kids to even talk and see what's going on with them. They don't have a place. They don't have a place to talk to no one. Maybe the
That's
internet, but the internet mean as hell too. You see what I'm
well,
saying?
I don't take no shit. Anybody that knows me knows I don't take any shit. I'm straightforward. I'm very direct. I mean, it took me a while to kind of, I guess maybe come out of that shell, because I was like, oh, this sweet, nice person. And I still am. But, if once people see that, they will try to take advantage of that. And you, at some point, you have to, stand up for yourself. You've got to, let those people know, like, hey, what you're doing is not right. Like, I'll be the first person, I'm telling you, that will stand there with you and support you if you're not being treated fairly. So having a support system is so important, like so important, especially when, you're for your kids, you instilling things in them. So hopefully it gets easier for them as they kind of progress in their journey in life.
All right. Well, I got 2 more questions about the long distance relationships, and then I got some random questions we're gonna get to. But how do you keep a long distance relationship from getting boring?
Oh my goodness. Well, that's where technology comes into play. Okay. We got FaceTime. There's like so much that we can do. Like, dude, okay, so Netflix. Okay, you want to have a movie night? Okay, look, just call me on FaceTime. We can have a movie night. You can share with me, cook with me while I'm cooking. There's so many different ways that you can make it so it's not boring. Reading a book. Like, I would get on the phone, read a book with you. I mean, whatever we got to do to make it to where it's not boring, that's so important. And there's too many options with technology to not keep it spicy.
And I like that, right? But I question people, and everybody said the same. It's the same answer. You said reading, that was new, but everybody said we can watch a movie, Netflix and chill, or eat some food. That's what the world coming to.
Oh, I hope not. But
That's the word come to. That's the go-to. We're gonna eat and watch TV.
no, I mean, we don't, you want to keep it interesting for sure. Like, I mean, if there's other things going on that person has, and I mean, it just depends on that individual, you know, communicating like, hey, what can we do differently? Like I said, reading,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick a chapter, but it's not gonna be something like, oh, I'm reading something steamy hot. Like it might be something affirmation wise. Like I want to inspire you for the night, really get your
Mm.
mind thinking, like, oh wow, like this is different, so it's
Yeah.
not boring,
Right.
but it's gonna be something where, like I said, both people really have to sit down. What works for you? What do you enjoy? Because yeah, watching Netflix through FaceTime may not be the best option for you.
You
Let's
know what
find
I'm saying?
something to do.
So yeah, and do you believe in women intuition?
Yes, 1000%. What?
Okay, okay. So what do that mean to you?
Trusting your freaking gut, like at the end of the
So
day. I mean, because there's so many times, I literally just had this conversation too. It's so funny you're asking me this question. There's been so many times that I just had a bad feeling about something, or it just didn't feel right, or something was just completely off. And of course, I'm not thinking anything of it, still going with the flow. And then of course it backfires. And I'm like, damn, why didn't I listen to what that energy was at that particular moment? That was my intuition telling me like, hey, pause, stop, something's not right. So
mhm.
it's definitely, that's a real thing.
So would you say, you know what, my women intuition will tell me that if a man is cheating or not, or cheating on me, I can tell.
If you're questioning it, then 9 times out of 10, something's going on for you to question it.
Mhm. But do the women intuition will show you when a man is unhappy?
No, because people mask shit all the time. I mean, you know, people mask, how they feel. They mask, can show you one thing, but completely, totally contradictory to what they're really saying. Like, there's so many people that just aren't who they claim to be at the end of the day.
I
You know,
mean, I think we all play in the movie. We all actors. No one is really themselves because they don't know it. Okay, check this out. Here go one. This is something I had to unlearn. Remember I told you earlier, I said something I had to unlearn. What makes you a good person?
me personally,
Yes.
oh, I'm that person, like, literally, if you called me, my friends will tell you, you can call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and I will answer that damn phone for you. Like, legit be there for you. Like, my friend, she's going on a trip here in like a week or so, and I know it's going to be a long distance trip for her. And I'm like, dude, call me. Like, if you get tired, like, just call me. I'll sit on the phone, talk to you, whatever we got to do. Like, I'm that person. Like, I will be there for you. I will support you 100%. If you need me in any way, like, I think that's what a lot of people lack, um,
Mhm.
and just don't have that.
Okay, so you being a good person, we got some more people on here. We got Corey Barr, what up, family member? And who else we got right here?
I'm not sure who this
I don't know, it's a new
other
one.
name.
I don't know. IGH. What up, IGH? All right,
She's,
so
I am not
uh
married. Okay?
you know what?
I am not married.
Oh, okay. But okay, so it sounded to me like you say, man, being good to people make you a good person, right? And I should think that, right?
I mean, I think it's a good quality to have, because
Yeah,
people don't have the right intentions, or
but
they,
you
are going in it with the wrong purpose.
but you know what make you a good person? When you're being good to yourself. When you're putting boundaries, saying, hey, to me right now, I should be the same way. Call me at 3 in the morning, answer the phone. But bro, I got a wife, bro. You can't call me at 3 in the morning. You can't do so at 10 o'clock. I cut my phone off and I wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, but I won't cut my phone on until 10 in the afternoon. 10 to 10, this is my time, bro.
Yeah. I've
So
had boundaries like now, and I'll put my phone on do not focus just because I don't want those distractions. And if I'm working on something or like I know that I got something specific going on, do not focus. My stuff's going to be on silence, but I might still get your message. I may respond, I may not respond. It just depends on whatever I have going on.
yeah, so that's why I said I think being a good person is when we being good to ourselves, and we wasn't taught that. It's a lot of things we wasn't taught, and right now everybody is waking up. They learning things. Everything is on the internet, and it's all kind of stuff out there that we didn't see when we was younger. So I'm gonna get to my random questions.
Okay, here we go.
So we
Gotta
go to
take
our random questions.
that's
Huh?
important. I'm backtracking, piggybacking off of what you said. You have to take time for yourself. That is so important. And if
Man,
you give yourself that time, then you really can't be present for other people. So
that's right. Reese, what up, family member? Man, share this video, y'all. Share this video. We finna get to the random questions. We'll be right back. Yo, we back with the random questions. All right, we're gonna start off with this one. What inspired you to get out the bed in the morning? And don't say a weak bladder.
money, okay?
Money, okay. You gotta get that money. Like,
I gotta get this money. Okay, at the end of the
okay.
day. I mean, hey, I'm sure everybody's got bills, whatnot. I could easily, let me hit my alarm one more time. Oh, let me lay here for 15 more minutes, Yeah, I got stuff to do. I'm real chill. I'm real laid back. But, when I set my mind to something, we got to make some moves.
Okay. Next question. I got a lot of questions, so hear me out. All right. If you can bring back a restaurant that is no longer exists, what would it be?
Oh, geez. A restaurant that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Shoot, what's not in existence? Wow.
Yeah.
This little pizza joint, but I mean, it's not like a real, like, it wasn't like a big well-known, it was like a local spot where I grew up. And yeah, they went out of business. I don't know why, but man, they had the best hoagies, the best I mean, like, it was like a mom and pop shop, and they just had the best like subs, the best pizza. It was just like that place you wanted to go to. And anytime you go, you're going to bet it's going to be probably like an hour wait, just to order.
Okay. What's the name of the restaurant?
I don't even remember.
Oh, you remember why?
Something Chinos. I don't even remember.
Chinos.
And it was like hot dogs. They had like everything you wanted.
Okay, like a Chicago dog. I mess with them.
Yeah, there you go. Similar, very similar.
I got another question. What's the difference between a woman being a wife and just want to have a husband?
Oh wow. Whew, a woman being a wife. There's a lot of differences. I mean, I think that if she's a wife, she's bringing something to the table. She's, not only is the husband providing, but she's also providing. Like, we're providing together. We may have kids. We have a family. Like, it's a whole different dynamic. If I'm just looking for a husband, because there's a lot of women out here who just want a husband to pay their bills. Like, I'm just a trophy wife. I'm just going to be on his shoulder. Like, that's it, nothing else, that's a totally, completely different dynamic. Like, what do you bring to the table at the end of the day? How are you? Is this a family, or is this like, hey, we have some sort of arrangement going on?
On the real. All right, next question. Do you sleep with the TV on or off?
I used to sleep with it on, but then I started to notice that I would kind of wake up in the middle of the night, or like I'd be having a dream, right? And whatever was on TV is in my dream. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I
Mm.
it off because it was actually interrupting my sleep. So
Yeah.
sleep with it off now, but I might do a blue light, or I'll keep like a light on in kind
Ah,
of,
so
yeah.
you scared of the dark and you're little, huh? Ah, I told you them traits still follow you from you as a kid. Your body keeps score. I told you. Told you. All right. Name one girl that's a good role model.
One girl,
Yeah.
famous, or like does it
It shouldn't be famous.
good role model. Ooh, let me see. Michelle Obama, just because I read her book. And I could name a whole slew of women if at the end of the day, like, oh my goodness, Cicely Tyson. What's that other lady's name? She was just on the show, the Scandal show. I can't think of her name right now, but
Kerry Washington.
not her. The other one. She was on that movie Warrior King. I can't think of her name. I see her face and everything. Anyways, anyone that's like supporting Black women, just women in general, inspiring, motivating, like I love that. And
Okay.
so little bit about me. I actually am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So, I'm all about the sisterhood. I'm all about, having those bonds and those connections with people. That's so important.
Okay, that's what's up. Let me holler the streets one more time. Holler the streets one more time. We got
Yeah.
Corey Barr. We got Reese. We got Jackie. Okay, we got a couple more people in there. Okay. All right, next question. What's the first thing you do or think about when you wake up?
First thing I do when I wake up is one of the first things I do is I reflect. So, and when I say reflect is thinking about, okay, planning my day. Because with my role, I have
Okay.
to time management in my role is like so important. If I'm not managing my time properly, then my whole day can be just completely thrown off. I tend to like to start my day with like affirmations. I listen to a lot of like really positive um, inspiring things to kind of get me going and get me in the right mindset, or I'll listen to like a prayer or something like that. Those are the types of things that get me in the right mindset for the morning. Just to get my day off on the right note. Or I might even listen to music, like I'm turning on something and yeah, let's go, let's get me pumped up for the day.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, some positive. I like positive things. So, let me see. This your son. What's his name on there? Oh, Aaron. Aaron. Okay, Aaron. Okay. Double A. Ron. What up? Yeah.
Just celebrate.
Yeah.
Oh, happy
Yeah.
birthday.
It's his birthday.
Well, he just celebrated it like a week ago.
Oh, well, man, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. That's what's up. We need to get him on the podcast, man. I be
he's,
seeing him dancing. He be dancing and
he's the famous one.
I know, I was checking out his page and I followed them. I seen him doing his dance moves and I say, man, you know what? I bet you he got a good story behind that.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah.
he would be someone good for you to interview.
All right,
He
we're
got
gonna
the Super Bowl. It was a really good experience for him.
yeah, I seen that too. I seen that. Yeah. So we're gonna have to get him on the podcast so he can, what I'm saying, he can talk his talk. Um whew. What bills do you hate paying the most?
Insurance, okay, like
Insurance?
insurance. And when I mean insurance, health insurance, car insurance, like all,
Man, that is a scam, ain't it?
it's a freaking scam of all scams. Okay, there's other countries that provide free health insurance. I don't know why. Uh, Here in the United States, we do not have free health care. Like it makes absolutely zero sense to me whatsoever. If I
That's
had,
crazy.
those would be probably my two absolute, like, dude, give me free health insurance. Like, come on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not talking something that, okay, like I'm going to have to go to this specific doctor, whatever, like free healthcare for everybody across the board, medical, dental, all of that. Like there's no excuses. These doctors are getting paid on the back end. I come from a medical background. Like that's actually what my degree's in. And I have seen it on the back end. Like they're getting stipends. There's so much shadiness in the medical insurance industry. But we don't hear about it. It's not something that is like that they talk about or they even want us to know about. I did this blog, this was a while back, but it was on pharmaceutical companies. Like, I mean, just look at some of these companies. They're making billions of dollars off of these drugs for people who have all these diseases that clearly we know there's a cure for it. Why am I paying for health insurance? I'm sorry. Then you get me riled up with this one.
Man, but that's how it is. Like I always say, they take advantage of the people that don't know, and they scared of the people that do know. Because you don't really need medicine. It's the way of life. It's the way you eat, what you put in your mouth, and what time you eat it, and how you eat and what you eat. Like we don't supposed to be really eating meat like that. We're just accustomed to it. So a lot of these diseases come from our thoughts. If you go to the doctor and he say, "Oh, you got cancer," you gonna go home, lay in your bed, depressed. Oh man, it's going down. Oh, you getting yourself sick. Now, if he'd have told you everything is perfect, you probably be skydiving somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we
So
trust.
yeah,
Wait.
we trust in their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I got another question. Have you ever ran out of gas before?
Yes, I did. I actually ran out of gas in a drive-through.
Oh no, not run out of the gas. Okay, tell me the story about that. That's crazy. What drive-through was it? I want to hear this. Cause
Oh my!
you passed the gas station and go to the drive-through. Let me hear this one.
I was on my way to work at the time. I was actually working in dispatch, so I used to be a telecommunicator, and so I worked for the police department many years ago. And I was on my way to work. I don't know. I think I was just tired from because a lot of my shift I had to work overnight, and I remember like as soon as I got through the drive-through, my car just was like. Cluck, and I'm like, oh crap. I looked down at my hand and I'm like, oh my God, like you gotta be joking me. Like I didn't even realize I was on E at that point.
But did you get your food?
Well, it wasn't even food, it was coffee. I was at Dunkin' Donuts. And what's
Oh,
so funny is it was the Dunkin' Donuts literally not even probably like 5 minutes from my job. So we used to always do like these Dunkin' Donuts runs. So I would stop, get Dunkin'. It wasn't that I didn't have the money, okay?
yeah,
I had for the gas.
yeah.
But yeah, freaking Dunkin' Donuts of all places. And my coworker came and yeah, thankfully it was, I work for the police department, so they took care of me, but literally
Okay,
for coffee.
okay. That sounds crazy. Hey, next question. Do you think college is overrated?
Oh my God, yes. Yes. 1000%. I've met people who have college degrees. I've met people, from the streets. I mean, it does not mean anything. I mean, it can get you to certain places, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to depend on, you know, what school you went to, how much you've invested in the school, what is your degree? Like there's a lot of different things that you know what I mean? Like that can play a factor in that. Um, and what my son just said, connections and networking too, that matters. Because
That do. That
you don't
do.
want to get into a college and then you have all these like bills afterwards. Like my friend, she went to law school, and I mean, she's in debt. So here you are, you've worked this 8 years to get your degree only to be in debt. Like,
Mm.
how are you in this situation?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. And then we got kids out here that won't even leave a room, and they making more money than their parents off the websites and off the internet. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't even been to college.
content creators, or they're
Yeah.
gaming, or what. There's so many different avenues now, and it's
Mm.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your son said yes and no. And I believe that, like, I believe you can have connections when you go to college. You have better connections than the people you connected with that you grew up with. And it will, yes, that's good. And no, they'll put you in debt, you know. And
1000.
they tell you that, after college you have a better chance in life. And that's not true.
It's not the case. Everything takes time. I mean, I know when probably my first 2 years, I changed my major probably like 4 times. Like,
Yeah.
like didn't know what I was doing. Still, like, even after that, still okay. Well, maybe I can take some more courses. Oh, let me do this different avenue. Like, it really plays no bearing in where you're going to end up in your life, because you can still get a college degree and still be nothing at the end of the day. So it just
On the
depends.
real. Yeah. Hey, who do you think benefit from the government?
You really want my answer on that one?
Mhm.
The rich. The
Well,
rich.
okay. Well, in the black community,
Oh, um. Well, I mean, that's a tough one, because I'm not going to say the rich. I mean, I'm going to say
that's why I
that.
said that. That's why I said the black community because there ain't too many rich people there. So now,
Where
who benefit off the
Well,
government?
where you go, because there's certain areas, like, I mean, I can name an area in Maryland that's strictly just, you can probably go to that area, and $500,000 homes, and there are black people that are living in that
Mhm.
area. So I mean, it
Oh
just depends.
no, yeah. All black people ain't they not just bad. They doing bad. Like we got some good people out here just making money and living lifestyle good. It's black people. We just don't see it. We don't in certain places we don't see those things. Like we see all the rappers and we see, and now our kids want to be them. The kids don't want to live in $1 million house. That's why me and my wife was in real estate, and we should take our kids to little houses, and we open up the doors and we come and they be like, "Oh, this house is super nice." And I'm like, "Man, y'all can have these type of things." You know what I'm saying? Because I want to put that seed in their head that, bro, you can have stuff like this. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying? But you can just ask yourself, why do they own stuff like this? And when you
Because
keep asking yourself why, you will
it
get the
depends
answer.
on you, the person. Like, I mean, because if you're not making those moves, if you're not, motivating yourself, you're relying on somebody else to provide for you. Like, you can't do. You're not going to get anywhere if you're relying on the government to take care of you. And there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
stuck in that mindset, like, oh, I need this, I need them to give me this. Like, no, how about you go out and get it yourself? Like, I know that sounds bad. I mean, or it
No,
might sound
no,
tough, but
you're right. But like I said, who taught you how to be civilized? So if your parents was raised you off the government, off public aid or public assistance or food stamps, you're gonna grow up, have kids, and you're gonna do the same thing.
yep.
If you never seen your mom and dad work a job, you ain't gonna be thinking about getting a job. You never seen nobody working.
Oh yeah, so
If
true.
you never had a house and you never had I never had a car in your household, you don't grow up thinking about buying a car. You're gonna be catching the bus. Like
So,
everybody. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? So you just recycle. So that's why you got to go places, see different things. I heard somebody say, man, if you tired of having the same conversation and tired of doing the same old, man, meet a Spanish person. I bet you'll talk about something different.
oh yeah, it's all
We don't.
about you, and where are you in your life? What are you trying to change? Because, like I said, if you're waiting for someone to do it for you, it's not going to happen. You're going to be broke for the rest of your life. I mean,
Yeah, but you gotta be start with You gotta change your mindset,
Mm-hmm.
your beliefs. If you believe, like, okay, have you ever thought about a great idea and then this hit it? This you ever heard of? Don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. So
Oh
what
yeah.
it says is if your conscious mind, you come up with a great idea, and your subconscious mind, if you don't act on it quick enough, your subconscious mind will creep in and say why you shouldn't do it.
Oh
And
yeah.
all these doubts in your head, and then you don't do it. Like you said earlier, something told me. That's what it was.
Mindset.
Yeah. So so if we got to understand how our brain work before we start working it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. Next question. Have you ever asked yourself, am I the toxic person?
Yes. 1000%.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, sometimes if you see something happening over and over again, or if someone makes a comment and like, okay, like what am I doing wrong? Then you kind of have to again step back, like, okay, is it me? Am I the problem? Like, what's going on? And I think too, not me personally, but a lot of people get into these situations where and narcissistic people, it's a real thing. Like, then they get stuck in this mindset of, oh my God, like, what did I do wrong? Like, why is this person treating me this way? And it's really not you at the end of the day. So it's really that person, and they're creating all these, different scenarios in your head to make you think something about yourself that's really not true.
That's what I said. I'm trying to say, you you believe in what another person is saying about you.
Yep.
And like I say, why you believe what you believe in? You ever ask yourself this? Why do I believe that what I believe in? If I was raised in a Christian house, I'll be talking about I'm a Christian, right? You know what I'm saying? I probably believe in the white Jesus and everything. If I was in a Muslim house, I'd probably be saying Allah and praying 7 times a day. And you see what I'm saying? It's all about your circle, how you grew up. It shaped how you believe things. And you can be a people pleaser, and you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, and people hurting your feelings, but you don't know how to express yours because the way they put all this stuff in your head. Now you like, man, bro, is I'm crazy? Is I'm this? Like, I don't know I don't know, because we was never taught to express ourselves. We never was taught to um um understand how we think and the patterns that we go through. Like, we ain't never, at least me, I didn't never grow up and I was just like, no, I'm just living life. But no, how do you know somebody could have been having you living life wrong? Or a matter of fact, I take that back. It's no wrong or right. It's good experience and bad experience.
Yes. Because
You could have had a bad experience your whole life, and it was so bad, you thought it was good.
oh
You thought
yeah.
that's how life feels to be, until you go somewhere else and say, hold on, it's different. And that's what my case was.
And I think that's like important. I mean, get out, see different things, experience different things, get yourself into a different mindset, because if you're just stuck in one mode, you're not going to flourish that way. So, you know, at the end of the day, mindset is everything,
That's
So,
right.
and what we've been conditioned, and you know whether it was your parents or whoever raised you, like those things, like you said, they carry on with us, and you have to let go of that aspect, that past part of your life, and move on to something
Mhm. But
better.
that's a hard thing to do, to tell yourself that my parents, my grandmama was wrong, bro. You don't want to say that. I don't want to be like, my mama taught me wrong. She was wrong. People die behind it. They say, man, no, my mama was right. I don't care. She was right. Man, you know damn well Jesus wasn't white. But they'll go get the tattoo, the Jesus tattoo on them, all that. You know what I'm saying? The white man on them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's their belief. And ain't nothing wrong with it. But sometimes you got to question things. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's so true.
So I got another question for you. What calms you down? No, what's the fastest way to calm a woman down when she's angry?
Food.
Tacos. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, food. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Or,
If you can go ahead.
It's a like husband-wife situation, sometimes
Mhm.
literally just grab her, hug her, and kiss her. That's all she wants at the end of the day. It's like, you're not giving me enough attention. Just, like, come here, babe. Don't even say nothing. Just grab her and kiss her.
Yeah.
She might punch you in the face, but that's okay.
That's why you gotta come with. That's why you gotta guess when she punch you in the face. Then DoorDash knock on the door with the tacos, and then she eat, and then she'll feel bad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. If you can talk to your 16-year-old self at the age you at right now, what would you tell her?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. I've always been like, even at 16, I was very disciplined. Like, I had my worker's permit. I was working. I had learned how to drive my first car. I had my own car. Like, I literally put my own money down, paid for my own car. Like, I was that kid. And so I don't know. Like, I feel like I was doing all the right things then. I wasn't like worried about, let me go have sex with this guy. People knew my dad. Let me just tell you, he was very strict. He wouldn't let me like hang out and stuff like that. He's like, put your head in the books. He was that father. He was very, very, very tough on me. And so if I had anything to say, I would say stay focused, save your money, and don't let anyone limit you. Like what we were talking about earlier, we grow up feeling like we're not good enough, or, we have all these, things about ourselves that, that, are flaws. And we just don't even realize, like, hey, you know what? None of that matters. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. And I would probably heavily instill that in myself. Like, just keep pushing, keep staying focused, because you're gonna come across so many different trials, so many different changes in your life, that it's gonna change you. I mean, I'm not gonna be the same person, but just staying focused and keeping your, like you said, your mind in the right mind frame.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, you got me thinking about two different things. All right. So first thing, you say you're 16 driving. Who taught you how to drive?
My daddy. My daddy taught me. My very first car was a Chevy and a stick. And my dad was like, my dad was that guy. He was teaching me how to drive a car. He was like teaching me fishing, like all that stuff. And God bless his soul. I recently lost my dad here in October. So, all those things that he still there. But he taught me how to drive a stick. And, like, that was my very first car. And to this day, put me behind a stick, I might outrun some of these guys.
Okay. See, that's what's up. In the last 90 days, how many books or audiobooks you checked out?
Ooh, I can tell you exactly. I actually have one right now that I'm listening to. It's called Financial Freedom. And I can tell you exactly. Well, I don't know if it's on this one or not. I would say in the last 90 days, probably about 3 or 4. So
That's what's up.
Audiobooks probably like a year ago. And it's funny that you're asking me that, because I do a lot of reading. And so have this app that I use, and I actually set my challenge, actually through my friend Deanna, set a goal for myself to read like 80 books for the year. So
I like that.
try to read something different, whether it's, I don't do a lot of nonfiction. Most of it is fiction, or like, black, if I can find it, because it's hard to find some of those books on audiobooks. But if I can find a really good black author, then I'll put that in my audiobook as well. So
Okay, that's what's up.
Who's your favorite black author?
Well, yeah, what's your favorite black author?
ooh, Toni Morrison, easily, hands down.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many books that she's done that, oh my goodness, like, yeah, she's easily the best one.
Okay. Oh man, we already at an hour, so let me go ahead and we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. It's good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all share this video, share this live, share this video, share this live. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. All right. So let me see. What's another question I want to hit you with? This: if you had a 30-minute interview, you get to ask one question, and the interview is with God. What would you ask him?
Oh my God, why did we create death? Like, seriously, I need to know that. Like, in all honesty, I mean, I know there's the Bible version of what transpired, but I really need to know, like, from him, why did we create that? Why can we not live forever?
Mm. Mm.
I know.
I mean, it's deep. I mean, I'm not God, but I would say, I mean, it was a time that we was living up to 800 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I look at it as like, I tell my kids that this is how I feel. I don't know why everybody else, but I feel like death would push you to being the person that you should have been. Or you can look at it as God take things from you that you probably was taking for granted. And then they teach you how to not take other people for granted, because you know that, oh snap, people die. People don't live forever. One day we ain't gonna be here. So I'm gonna appreciate this person while they're here. And that's why it really hurts when people die, because we really ain't do the things that we wanted to do, and we ain't know death was so soon. So that's my thing, and that's why I'm always want to create something. I always want to have fun. I always want to make memories, because we can't make promises that's something that is not promised. We might not be here tomorrow. People tell them, tomorrow I'm gonna see you. Tomorrow we're gonna go do. Man, how you know that?
You better appreciate them people while they're here. Like, seriously.
Hello. So I got another game I like to play. It's called Flashback Friday.
What? Okay.
Flashback Friday, and I'm gonna post some. I'm gonna post a picture up, and you tell me what was your mind frame at that time. Was your mind state at that time, or what was the story behind the picture?
Okay.
So with that one, yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow. Where did you get this picture from? Hold on.
Let's go. Yeah. So
Pregnant.
tell me a little bit about that picture.
I was pregnant. I was 8 months pregnant in that picture. And let me tell you, I had a rough pregnancy. Like, my God. So I had gestational diabetes when I was pregnant. And for those that don't know what that is, it's basically like your blood pressure gets really, really high. And so like my legs were swelling. I got put on bed rest my last 2.5 months of my pregnancy. And so I was miserable. Like the last 3 months, I was like, please I'm ready. Like just, just take him down. And I was
Mm.
supposed to have been induced, or I was supposed to have had my son actually earlier, and they ended up inducing me. So in that picture, even though I'm smiling, oh my goodness, I was so miserable, so miserable.
Mm.
Like 8.5 months pregnant in that picture.
Mm. Okay, it's always the story behind the picture.
Oh
See,
yeah.
I would never guessed that she was pregnant, and never guessed that she was going through what you was going through. See, all right,
I'm scared.
yeah. Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. You see, you learned something new today. All right. What this picture mean to you?
Aw. I'm rocking my roll tide.
Hey.
So that was actually at my son's football game. That's me and my daddy. And yeah, that was actually a good night. We were in Maryland. My son actually, they played this team. It was a championship game, actually. And we drove from Virginia to Maryland for that game. And that was actually his first time seeing my son play football. So that was a good trip. That was a great,
That was a
yeah.
good memory.
Yeah, that was a good memory
You
for
see what
sure.
I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I be like. That's what I'm saying. All right, got one more for you. Let me see. What
Uh,
this picture mean to you?
where are you pulling these pictures from?
No, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. He got you.
Oh, good one, good one. That's my boy. So graduated from UCF actually within the last year. So celebration for him getting his bachelor's. Good stuff. Really proud of him and the young man that he's become.
Man, congratulations. I like that. I like that. Yeah, man. So, um, before we leave the podcast, is there anybody you want to send a shout out to? Is there anything you want to say or ask me a question? Is there anything?
I just want to thank everybody that showed up today for me, my son, my best friend. No, I just appreciate you giving me a spotlight to, talk about myself. I'm usually a really private person. So for me to kind of, come out of my comfort zone for people that don't really know me, my little close knit circle of friends, it was nice to actually, kind of do this. So I would love to actually do my own podcast. So, I'm gonna link up with you on
Okay, yeah. I forgot you was talking about you want to do your podcast, and we definitely gonna talk behind the scenes about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a couple of pointers, but that's what this is all about. You know, um, you know, in the word influence, flu is in it, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
flu, we're inspiring people, influencing people is just like the flu. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all about you getting sick. It's about you've been on the podcast. Now you got the flu. Now you want to get a podcast. And somebody get on your podcast, then they want to get a podcast. It's the same thing. It's the same reaction. The reason I got my podcast because I was on somebody else's podcast. And I
Really?
liked it. Yeah, and I liked it. And I said, you know what? I can do that. I want to talk to some people. I like talking to people.
I'm a talker
So
too. Today. I mean, wouldn't think that, but I love to talk. Once you get me going and like I'm comfortable with you, then oh yeah, we can talk about all types of things. So
yeah.
definitely
So
fits.
and one thing I learned that we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. That's podcast talk. That's podcast talk. So man, we had April on the Fammission Podcast. Man, do you want to send a shout out to anybody?
Shout out to my son, Aaron. Other than that, no, not really.
Oh, you had a couple of people on here that was showing up, man. You want to shout them out?
Well, I did. I said my best friend.
Oh,
Dee.
okay.
So I appreciate the love. I know a couple other people are going to tap in, and I know this is going to be on YouTube and all those other outlets. So I'll be sure to share it and share you as well as hopefully more people will subscribe to your channel as well.
Oh man,
Right.
thank you, man. Yeah, thank you. So, man, I appreciate you coming on to the Fammission Podcast, spending this hour of power with your boy. And
Absolutely.
you can enjoy the rest of your night, man.
Do
I
the same.
appreciate you.
I
All right,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, peace. All right. Yo, what's up? This your boy Monty G. We just had April on here on the podcast. If y'all missed it, y'all came in a little bit too late. Y'all can check it out. Go back on YouTube, Facebook, and on Instagram, and make sure y'all like and subscribe. And don't miss out. Next Friday, you'll be seeing us again. Love. Peace, y'all.
I got the whole